Here we go. It's the States of Delusion. Today, we want to talk medical um, routine disasters. We lose control because we have lack of that knowledge. But we're going to find out some of the tricks of the trade that's betraying you. Let's get it going.
If cancer is genetic, then why do doctors use sugar on PET scans to find cancer? So, a quick question. Why do they use radioactive sugar or radioactive glucose to find the cancer in your body on a PET scan? If fuel matters and the sugar or the glucose, the radioactive glucose, is leading the doctor directly to the cancer because cancers use that way more than a healthy cell would, why don't they teach people that sugar matters? Why don't they teach people about the fuel that cancer uses? Because in my experience, when you're on a cancer floor and you have been diagnosed with cancer, they are serving you with ice cream and cookies and carbs. So why are they doing that?
It's not enough. You can live a plant-based life and be the sickest person in the room. I want to show you that junk food, pure junk food, is on the vegan list because they have no animal products. But just because they have no animal products does not mean it is pure and does not mean it is good for you, because they are so processed that they have replaced the butter and they have replaced the eggs with chemical Oreos. A catfish. Oreos are America's favorite cookie. And yes, they are vegan. It has no cream. It has no milk. Well, if it doesn't have cream and it doesn't have milk, what's the white stuff? High fructose corn syrup and canola oil. And when we eat this, we are spiking our insulin into dangerous levels.
Taking supplements all wrong, and it could end up hurting you. I'm about to tell you 3 things they don't want you to figure out. Why? Because they busy making a profit. Look, as much as I hate being the bearer of bad news on the wellness train, I'm going to have to be the one to break it to you. Some of these big corporations that are making the medications that you are running from, the processed foods you are trying to avoid, and the personal care products that are disrupting your hormones, those same corporations is making your supplements. Oh, baby, yes, indeed. So why would they want you to know what you're doing? You done went from Pfizer to Centrium, from Bayer to One A Day. And Nestle ain't selling you candy no more. They got you on the Garden of Life. Not to mention the same people on Chloride is making NeoCell, that expensive collagen supplement. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't take these. I'm just saying you better to know how. Instead of blowing all your money away, here is how you optimize your health with intentionality. Make sure you're not making these mistakes. Let's go. Number 1, I need you to stop looking at supplements like medication. I'm gonna say, not me, not me, not me. Let me break it down. A lot of y'all are looking at supplements like they're supposed to do something specific for you. That's like a medication, but that's not how it works. You see, in order to get the benefit from supplements, you're supposed to be doing everything right, and a supplement is supposed to be a supplement on top, the cherry on top, so to say. You living right, you eating right, you just need a boost. Now it's time for a supplement. But a lot of y'all seem to think that you can continue eating your junk foods, okay, scrolling till 3 a.m., surrounding yourself with negativity, and a supplement is gonna make you feel better. That's not how it works. That's what they want you to think, but it ain't how it works. You see, you cannot do this. Go from Ambien to melatonin, thinking melatonin just gonna knock you out. Go from fluoxetine to ashwagandha, Rogaine to Biotin, and lisinopril to magnesium. Before you start pointing fingers saying, that ain't me, that's what y'all be thinking it is. That's how you approach it. And you got to wipe that from your brain, thinking that's what you need to expect. You have got to continue to work on healthy habits, building that foundation before expecting a supplement to come and change up your life. Dad, y'all ain't doing your research. Some of y'all don't know what y'all are taking, how to take it, what it's going to do, what the side effects is going to be. Why? Listen, y'all hating on doctors and all of these healthcare providers, but at least they went to school. At least they went and found out. They did the pharmacology, the physiology, the kinesiology, and found out what you were taking and put it in your system. You just taking stuff willy-nilly. You ain't even read the package insert. How do you know when something is going wrong? How do you know what to look out for? What's the right dose? Where are they getting this from? You cannot just go to the store and start buying stuff up just because you heard it was good. Not only do you need to do some form of research and be educated on it, but you need to be knowledgeable about what to expect, how it's going to react in your body, how it's going to react with other medications, because this stuff can be dangerous. Nay. Y'all taking these supplements forever. Supplements weren't meant to be forever. I mean, at some point, stuff got to be figured out. Y'all done went from getting upset that your doctor want to keep you on lisinopril forever to turning around and taking magnesium forever. That ain't how it works. A supplement should boost you. Let's say you're in a period of time where, you ate something wrong or things just ain't right. You should use a supplement to get you through it and then reassess and figure out when you can come off of it. It is not meant to be the all day, every day, for the rest of your life, forever, daily type of thing. That's how you end up young. Oh yeah, think about this and think about this the next time you buy your supplement. Toodles.
If cancer is genetic, then why?
Here we go. Y'all need to know this. We need to share this. We need to explore this. The disasters of self-health.
Well said.
We get a lot of information in today's time. And I'm going to go ahead and agree that learning on your own can have beneficial effects or it can have detrimental effects. All right.
Right.
But before I go any further, let me introduce my partner for the show. Aeon, I'd like to flow yours, bro.
What's up, everybody? I'm back. I just want to give you a quick little rundown. The guy who talked about Oreos, he mentioned a few things, but sugar, unbleached, enriched flour, palm, soybean oil, cocoa, alkali processed, high fructose corn syrup, which he did mention, baking soda, salt, soy lecithin, and artificial flavors. So that lets you know right then and there, based off of what I just read, your food is not natural. It's chemical based. So you in a chemical based environment. And I want to add this to that. When you guys go to the grocery store, look at how the grocery store is laid out. So you got your vegetables on the outside of the aisle, and you got all the crap in the middle of the aisle, and you think that your vegetables are safe? What about all the aisles that sell the bleach? All that's leaching out of the plastic and going into the atmosphere, into the store, so it's getting into your food, all of it. So if you can help it, go to a farmer's market where you might not find bleach in an aisle. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, listen here, y'all. Let's give them a round of applause. Because I want to do this. Good introduction, man. We know you on fire for the night show, and that's great for everybody involved. All right, so these are things that I got to get through tonight. We watched 3 different video clips. All right, the first one is on testing, hunting down cancer, and one of the methods used when you're doing a PET scan to locate cancer. Radioactive material, radioactive sugars, glucose to find the cancer. We're going to prove why sugar is not a good thing used in a synthetic form. Secondary, supplements. Taking a bunch of supplements to think that it's going to offset your consciousness. That's not going to happen, and we'll prove that to you tonight. What's another? Ingredients, like my partner just brought up. Ingredients. A lot of the stuff you call food is just coming off the back of a trailer, because I drove them. Chemical trailers, I haul the chemicals that make what we call food, from breads and candies and to everything else, even some of the chemicals that go into the processing of meat. So it's no escape. If you are vegan and you buy ingredients that's got more than one per item, it's not a real food. Most veganism get it a lot of respect from Jamaica. They call it I2 diet.
I've heard of it.
You don't eat nothing that's not of natural source. Nothing processed, nothing combined, the natural food. But go ahead, the floor yours so we can get going.
You ain't wrong about that, especially about the Jamaicans. And to piggyback off of your vitamins, I'm going to say this. Some of you out there, you're going to hate this, but all vitamins are fake. They're not They're not the real natural stuff from the earth. And this also goes to salt. Salt is another thing that, think about this. Your Morton salt, what they do is they take salt out of the earth and then they reprocess it and give it fake iodine. So literally, like I was saying before, all of your stuff is chemical based, including your vitamins. And you think you walk into a health food store, you know, and like Sprouts, and you're going down the vitamin section, you're like, oh, look, it's not nature made vitamins, it's something else that's healthier. Man, it's the same thing. I've been to trade shows for health conventions in Anaheim, and I've seen the machinery they use to pump out the vitamins and to put all the so-called calcium in there and all that. That ain't real. So
right.
I've seen all that firsthand.
Hey, you right on point, because I'm going to tell you something. An organic person looking for synthetic benefits, you can't straddle this fence. I don't care how hard you try. You do synthetic things, you're going to get synthetic results.
And organic just means it's been sprayed with organic pesticides. Ask me how I know that.
Well, listen, what I'm saying, when I use organic, I'm meaning you so organic, you didn't even ask to be here.
I know what you're talking about.
All right, but I understand where you're trying to come from. But
on the label of a packaging.
Yeah, the label, that's licenses. Organic is just another licensing.
And
we're alleging because we don't know nothing.
Yeah, and that's a misused term is what I'm saying.
Right, and I agree with you, but we're going to allege it because we don't know nothing. We don't. But the truth is, we really into something right here. So I won't go back and start over because y'all know we're going to do this. We're going to go back through the videos that we started with. This first video is very entertaining. It's very informational to those who may lack that knowledge. Okay, so if you going through tests to find out what is your cancer, and you doing it called a PET scan, a PET scan, she is claiming that they're using synthetic sugars to find and join the cancer. So the PET scan at that point would mean that the PET scan only gonna add to what they already looking for. Sugar feeds cancer. She breaking this down. And she also gonna acknowledge the fact, like I done said in shows before now, at the hospital, what's on every floor? A vending machine. So you can be admitted to the hospital with something serious enough for them to feed you ice cream. And the ingredients of the ice cream, the synthetic sugars of the ice cream, only going against why you already there. So let's start with her, and we'll build it out from there.
Do doctors use sugar on PET scans to find cancer? So, a quick question. Why do they use radioactive sugar or radioactive glucose to find the cancer in your body on a PET scan? If fuel matters and the sugar or the glucose, the radioactive glucose, is leading the doctor directly to the cancer because cancers use that way more than a healthy cell would, why don't they teach people that sugar matters? Why?
Good question. Why don't they teach that? I don't think they can teach it because they may have not actually been trained or studied to know that. Sugar fuels cancer. But we're going to use sugar to find the cancer. It's like telling a high blood patient, person, okay, you had a high blood pressure stroke, and we're going to use salt to help the remedy. But I also told you that salt was part of why you got high blood pressure to flow yours.
Yeah. Okay. So watch out for the spell casting here. The way she's talking, because she said two words here that I know will blow over your head. PET scan. The word pet. It's for pets. Okay. That's why she said the word PET scan.
Now, if you look it up, it's not a PET. It's titled PET scan.
Yeah.
It's actually PET, an acronym.
I know.
You know the acronyms for that?
I forgot the acronym.
You right in front of the opportunity. So go ahead and look that up before you go. Oh, it's for pets. Nope. Well, and now if we go on into a deeper consciousness, I will say this: we are treated like pets
That's
to the elite.
because I'm just gonna say this: in the 1800s, we had Mr. Darwinian who thought we were pets.
See, that's what I'm saying. That these are realms of consciousness. My goal is to keep it on the floor for where the chicken can get it. But my man will fly high, and we soar high with our thought process.
Higher state of consciousness.
Higher state, man.
And a PET scan is a positron emission tomography.
And guess what that mean to me? Nothing.
And then
it don't mean nothing.
Yep.
But they use see this verbiage, like you say, spell casting. When you finding out about rare diseases, illnesses in the body that you can't even, man, they told me I got something, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
They can create things, but it's the same thing.
And they're called diseases. Just break that down.
Yeah.
And then the other word is radioactive. What else is radioactive?
But now think about this. White sugar versus cane sugar. There's two different sugars. It's the same thing for what most people think because of the taste.
But
the refinement.
Yeah.
From cane sugar
with bleach
to white sugar. And you adding chemicals.
That's
and
why
ingredients, right? So that's one. You right there with me. Okay. Now you take the cane sugar versus it. That's one way of looking at it. But why is sugar considered radioactive? Because a lot of the sugars that we ingesting are synthetic. Okay? White sugar being cane sugar to white sugar is already toxic. That's radioactive. What is toxic? Same thing as radioactive, right? So sugars are used to find cancer when cancer is fueled by sugar in a lot of different types of cancers. Even though cancer could be located in different places, it's still cancer. But go ahead.
But I want to break down radioactive because that is an important key factor here, okay? What else is your radioactive? Uranium-238 is radioactive. And what do they tell you? Not to go near it. So while they're giving you radioactive food, I mean, think about it. It could be that they're putting that in your food. Who knows? I'm just guessing. I want you put in the comments. But literally, you got to listen to the words. You got to listen and hear. These words are important. So while you at the hospital, like he said, they have the snack bar, but they also have the food lounge. Which, what do they serve you at the food lounge? Pasta, pizza, salads that are laced with sugar and all their salad dressings. And then they have a full section of juices and sodas. And then they sell you what looks like water, but is a blue solution. Dasani.
That's another way of looking at it. But I'm going to tell you something. You can also go in there and buy different foods if you had a consciousness. So what I'm going to try to get us to travel through is the state of your consciousness to not see or to see. All right? So right now we're dealing with what's going on in certain forms of testing. Right? And this is crazy because they run lab work. They get skewed to keep you as a constant customer. There's something else that's done being exposed in this medical industry. Okay? So a lot of us depending on something that's really not there to do nothing but watch you fall and try to catch you from hitting the ground and ending it all at once. But a lot of these systems set up. So let's go back to her a little bit and just see the deception because she actually was noticing something. A lot of y'all go to the hospital for your high blood pressure or your type 2 diabetes. And on your way or waiting on your doctor or whoever gonna call you in, you can go ahead and eat you one more honey bun before you find out your blood sugar high.
Or moon pies.
Or moon pie. Yeah, we can turn it upside down. Now, but the truth is, it's a lot of stuff that's being used against you, and you can find this as sources of fuel. So notice how she making sure you understand the source of fuel to cancer is sugar. And this is something that the addiction of sugar has been recognized as more of an addiction than cocaine. It's a more powerful version of a illicit drug. So that addiction, yeah, it might not have you selling your car today, but that addiction can be more detrimental. So let me get back to it.
If cancer is genetic, then why do doctors use sugar on PET scans to find cancer? So, a quick question. Why do they use radioactive sugar or radioactive glucose to find the cancer in your body on a PET scan? If fuel matters and the sugar or the glucose, the radioactive glucose, is leading the doctor directly to the cancer because cancers use that way more than a healthy cell would, why don't they teach people that sugar matters? Why don't they teach people about the fuel that cancer uses? Because in my experience, when you're on a cancer floor and you have been diagnosed with cancer, they are serving you with ice cream and cookies and carbs. So why are they doing that?
She raising good questions. She raising good questions. Why would they give you ice cream and cookies on the cancer floor? Did you really have cancer? I mean, because, man, listen. Right now, everything from cats and dogs and mamas and daddies catching cancer, man. It can't all come from the next breath.
You know what? You're onto something here. You're onto something. You came into the hospital, didn't have anything. As soon as they feed you their radioactive food, you have something. I find that very suspicious. I find that very suspicious. You walk in with nothing, and then as soon as you eat their food, you have some, and then they give you the drugs. I don't know. And there have been stories where patients go in and then they reject that food and they have their food brought in from home because they think something's wrong with the hospital's food. So I'm very suspicious of that.
But guess what? Even if that's the case, to be there for that, the majority of people who get ill in America, it did start through a food or a bad habit.
Yeah, that too.
Right? Now, it's different bad habits besides food, but we just cornering off the testing right now.
Yeah.
Testing the food, testing the illness in the body that's using the same ingredients that caused the problem. So it's like, I'm going to fix your flat tire with a different flat tire. It don't make no sense. So what you consider professionals, providers, healthcare providers, these are jobs for a lot of people doing in these positions. This is not just purpose. See, your doctor don't necessarily live in purpose. Your doctor might have had a goal or a dream. It don't necessarily equal up to a purpose of being here. That's number one. So this is dangerous slopes because a lot of people go in and never come out the same way. Some don't make it out.
And I was going to say, doctors don't have a conscience, but they do have a conscience, but what they have is a dark, dirty conscience.
I got to be honest with you, bro. Even if I want to agree with you, you can't prove that. So you can't say that.
Well, not
you
all
that. No, hold on, bro. We can't crash out just because of our own emotion. You can't say doctors doing that just in a dark secret. We don't know that. We can allege.
Well, what
that.
I mean is when you mostly go to the doctor's office or the major hospitals, they giving you drugs. They giving you stuff that is.
That's true, but that don't mean that the doctor came to do it on purpose to be hurtful. You can't prove that. You can't prove that the doctor doing it out of greed alone. We can amalgamate.
I just have suspicions of it.
Okay, but you got to announce that like that because you're doing this in a public format.
I just have suspicions,
All right, this how you protect your own self, though, right? Your own pocket. You can't just go off your emotion or your suspicion and say this is true.
No, I didn't say it was true.
Because you can't prove it. You can't prove that's
Well,
what's happening.
what about people who they had family members that had nothing?
That don't mean nothing. Because your family member is just one of many.
No. What I'm saying is people have had family members where, they died in the hospital. And
Who hasn't? Who hasn't had somebody
I know.
that went in and didn't come
And they
out?
were totally fine without doctors. And then as soon as they get treated by a doctor, they go in and they die.
I definitely agree with you right there, because guess what happened? You can go in there and get misdiagnosed and have the consciousness sucked out of your soul and your body just shut down instantly.
Because wouldn't a doctor with a good conscience tell you, you don't need medication, you don't need to come to the hospital, you're doing fine with what you're doing at home?
But what I'm trying to tell you is, even a doctor in good consciousness might not have natural common sense because he's educated.
True.
Education don't make you normal.
What about the uneducated doctors?
They get overlooked. A lot of them do. And not all of them understand.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with y'all, because I know quote unquote herbalists, holistic doctors that'll send you down the road to your veganism. They'll tell you to become vegan. You proud of a vegan. You eating vegan burgers, vegan eggs, vegan cookies, vegan candy, and you're still pumping yourself bloated with nothing.
Or any of the other diets that don't work.
Exactly. So just imagine it now, because we're getting ready to go into ingredients. And basically, we're going to a title of I'm healthy. If your title of I'm healthy is I'm a vegan, if you holding your sword and shield up to you a vegan and you don't eat meats, I don't know what to say for you. Because if you don't eat meats, that's good. Let's give you a round of applause. You headed in a step of the right direction. But that don't free you from the disaster waiting around the corner. Now, it don't free you. And I'm going to tell you why. If you not growing it yourself, you don't necessarily have to believe what they say that it's in the ingredients. That's rule number one. Rule number two is anything that's natural don't come with other ingredients. Okay? You don't have one ingredient. Say, take a plant, a vegetable. If your okra is bioengineered, it ain't real okra. At that point, it's not real food. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to have to interject here. Even the stuff that, like he's explaining, it does come with other ingredients because whatever is in the soil, it sucks it up. And see, there's this whole save the soil movement, which is to stop the spraying of all these chemicals and pesticides on the ground, which leach into your products. And so a lot of you might think, oh, it's not in a package. It was grown in the soil, whether it came from your house or the farm next door. But whatever's been put in the soil comes in your food.
And guess what I got to tell you, though? Farmers don't even really own the ground.
Exactly.
Because if they lay on their taxes, they could be shut down. This the bigger goal. It's not to create panic.
Nope.
Because you can't ignore this. You gotta learn what you didn't know. That is a rule of survival. Okay? But the soil can be contaminated from the seed, of course. We know what the big bars of the seed game. If you don't know, it's easy to find that out. We ain't got to call them out by name right now. But imagine if you getting bull crap tests, you getting bull crap ingredients and titles to you where you eat your food. So subconsciously, you can feel like you doing the right thing. And everything that you doing to do the right thing so far as for if you getting a PET scan or if you a vegan, it sound good in public. but is it really good to the internal you? All right, so that's just 2 of them. Okay, now we're gonna go through what ingredients really look like. The foods you call food, your little favorite snacks. It's just a bunch of chemicals. It's just a bunch of chemicals. And the thing is, you get to decide your way out of here. So you could not like this video. You could just say, man, I'm tired of hearing people trying to talk wise and healthy. You ain't got to pay us no attention. It's what you gonna put with your hand into your mouth. Now, if you being force-fed, you don't have a lot of choice. But if you avoiding your disaster, you should want to know why you spending your money on something with no benefit.
And you just reminded me of something very big.
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm a kid of the 90s. I grew up in the 90s. I went to school in the 90s, elementary school. And you said you have control over, this information or whatever you want to eat. Well, I'm going to break it to you like this. When you're a child, your parents, and I'm talking about from the time you're born to 10 years old, your parents, they have control over you. They're your parents. They take care of you. They get to dictate what you eat and what you don't eat. Yes, you do have control somewhat. You can go in your pantry as a child and get snacks. But I'm going to tell you this. When I went to school in 3rd grade, a bunch of classrooms brought McDonald's to the school and served Happy Meals to the kids. Now, who's in control there? Because the parents, they weren't around. We were in school sitting at our desk and it was Happy Meal day. So who's in control there? The children weren't. Now, yes, some of the children could have said, no, I'm allergic to meat or I'm allergic to this stuff. But still, they provided it for us. So one thing is they start early. The people in power, they start early and they try to get it through the kids because then they know they'll be customers later on when they're adults, 18 and plus, at least in the United States. So I'm glad he brought the point up that you are in control, but
Now, I'm going to tell you this right
from
here.
age 0 to age 10, I don't know.
But I'm going to tell you something. Even a sound parent going to have a hard fight with environmental stressors.
Right?
Right? The moment your kid leaves the porch, the environment and the influence of the environment going to have a big part of your childhood, your child's life growing up too.
Unless
right? It's a lot of they call them impressions.
Yeah.
And online you call in what it is influencers.
Influencers, yeah.
Okay. So it's people who making money right now on all major platforms.
Yep.
They'll take a big bag of candy. They'll stop by every fast food restaurant and just seem like they just chugging down the waist. It's like a rapper talking about getting high and don't even do it. Looking to the future. Y'all will catch on one day. You can have influencers that'll send you down a road that they wouldn't travel. So that outside influence is very powerful. So to lead your children in the best version of self is to lead by example. Don't have your children thinking, do this and do that, and you don't do it. Go ahead.
And you made a big point here. For those of you who didn't catch this, the point here is that like I said, I was a child of the 90s. We went from a system where the school, unless you were homeschooled, congratulations to those who were homeschooled, but the system was you were out on the streets and the influencers were outside of your house. Now your influencers are in a little screen, whether it's a tablet, or your cell or your computer. And so we went from the real to, yes, the real, but online, and nothing has changed. So even back then, sure, you had your Hot Pockets on the TV commercial. Your parents would go to the store, buy the Hot Pockets. But hey, guess what? Now a kid today, they don't even need their parents because parents now, they give them a cell phone, give them a credit card, and they can just go purchase Hot Pockets because they saw an influencer.
Well, I can't let you get away with that though, bro.
Some parents, some.
You do have a son. But I'm fighting for my children. But it's hard to beat Ronald McDonald sometimes. Man, listen.
Burger King.
This trap is real. So a conscious person gonna read the ingredients. Because it might be one of your favorite foods that if you flipped over to the ingredients, you might see bioengineered. So if you can't see these small letters, it's always called fine print. Take a picture with your phone and blow it up so you can actually read it. And if you don't understand what you're reading, just don't do it. That's the easiest selection process right there. Now, your digestive system is the main system to protect. It helps function everything in your body. But if you ingesting waste, or if you going to get a test that's gonna increase your bad result, you got to understand you playing against what we call the devil. He can look just like you. He can look just like you. I met somebody that said, I got a black doctor. They got high blood pressure and diabetes. I know what I'm talking about. See, the earth does have remedies and solutions, but the thing is, this matrix will have you go on to people saying, be a vegan and you'll be safe.
Speaking of Matrix.
And being in the vegan system, you start eating foods that say vegan cheeseburger. Right? You can eat a vegan piece of bacon. See, being a vegan is just another title. See, anybody and everybody who worship or believe through themselves through the form of a title, you have to go ahead and drink the cup of delusion. A title does not make you different. It's the actions and not the volume of the word. Okay? That's number one. So if you taking tests and getting bad results, they gonna always have solutions for your bad results. And the majority of those solutions gonna come from bad places. Even to where you hospitalized and they say, well, your blood sugar up, but we're gonna have you drinking Pedialyte or Ensure all day. You get more synthetic sugar into the problem that already exists. And that's the problem with America. And I ain't gonna go outside of the country because I ain't there. But in this country, we waste a lot of time. They still researching problems that should have been relieved. It's in the food. FDA, Food Drug Administration. We're gonna administer the drug through the food. The flow yours.
Man, some hard-hitting facts right there. And speaking of the Matrix, take the blue pill, take the red pill. That's what the medical industry be having you do.
Sure.
And
hold on, I gotta get it. You're right. Take one of them.
And also, I gotta say some things here. What we're dealing with here is the first one, the biomedical, the intersection of biology, medicine, and technology, and we've been dealing with that. And I'm gonna start from. We've been dealing with that since at least the year 2000, since the whole biotechnology industry came about. And biotechnology uses living organism cells and biological processes to create products and technologies. What is food? It's a product. It's also a technology because now we're
right, bro. Go ahead.
Because now we're to the point as of your 2020 doctor's visit, they put little nanotechnology in there. And it goes into your body, and they know that your body is electric, okay? And there's a book called The Body Electric, and they know those nanobots will run off your electricity, but you doing it through food. There have been studies that have shown that they are putting it in your lettuce, and the lettuce, seeds that you buy that you think, oh, look, they're homegrown. They don't have anything sprayed on them. Nope, they got you there too. So like I said, the whole industry has you at the matrix. Take the blue pill, take the red pill. Choose your pick.
Man, you is spot on. I got to give you a shout out, bro.
That's right.
I got to give my partner a shout out. He is spot on, man. You spot on tonight, my boy.
And I want to make one last thing. I just want you guys to think about this. You put in the comment section what you think. Pharmaceutical, pharmacology, pharmakia. Think about those 3 words and how ancient they are.
Yeah.
It's not enough. You can live a plant-based life and be the sickest person in the room.
A plant-based life, being the sickest person in the room, it can't be just plant-based. It's got to come with plants and ingredients to sound good. See, everything that you done seen on media, mega television, cable news, commercials, people who can support the capsule lifestyle, the tablet lifestyle. See, the pill format, this is me in my own right here. The pill format go like this right here. Pills don't rain from the sky. They don't float from the ocean. And they don't grow from the ground. Now, you can bind that pill up into a gummy, but the binding process to age that gummy into a gummy, it's a binding process. So what they doing is binding your consciousness and your digestive system and your blood systems all together. Now, it's just a bunch of glue stuck inside of you. You got bad digestive issues. You eating 3 times a day and you only boo-booing 1 time a day. That's going to cause backup. It won't take a week for your body to change. What we trying to show y'all is a lot of the testing that you taking have little to no benefit because they're going to use poisons to help you discover the problem.
What?
The problem is they going to prescribe you a poison to remedy the issue. The prescribed remedy going to create new issues. So you stuck without any balance because you lack the consciousness to say, this is it. I figured it out. It's 3 letters. Administer the drugs through the food. Play that backwards. Go ahead.
And man, and I'm just laughing over here because it is funny. I mean, it's a comical joke because he just said something about your pills and stuff like that. It's basically a biological process, bio, and stuff like that. And then I don't believe in pills either. See, why is it that you have to, as a 2020 doctor visit, you have to stay inside and then take a vitamin D pill when you can go outside and you can worship the one and only sun that's out there and it'll give you the real vitamin D and radiate. It radiates out and makes your skin the best skin possible. So how is that? Oh, well, I can explain that. See, it doesn't happen like that anymore because they do things up in the up in the upper atmosphere.
There you go.
And it keeps you inside. And then to basically supplement to supplement that, because the radiation, the radiant sun is not getting through, what they're doing. You have to go to the store and you have to buy a fake vitamin D. Mm-hmm. So, and it's chemical based. It's all biotechnology, like I just read before. So he ain't wrong about this. I ain't wrong about this.
Right.
If you want to debate us, put it in the comment section.
Okay, let me add to where you at. This is the cat. This the trap right here for most people, right? This the catch. This the cap. This is where you get capped off, right? Okay, you got a little bit of consciousness now. You not on medicine, and we say good for you. But you taking the synthetic vitamin. You dealing with the same people, the same industry, just under a different brand. Okay? So for example, like now, this is something that I had to come, I like, damn, I got caught slipping for a minute. Prego. Prego. Guess who it's owned by? Campbell's Food.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, now Campbell's had this big explosion
In the 80s.
just recently. I'm talking about the last, big explosion.
'Cause I was thinking of
one of their CEOs or somebody was saying that the food fake and it's GMO, bioengineered, and Prego is under their umbrella. Now, Prego sauce, tomato sauce, it come in glass jars. It's natural, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
I know where you're headed.
And when I did my own homework on it, it's bioengineered. So guess what happened? I couldn't support it. So we gotta, a lot of times we both can agree that independent media don't give us enough to trust, but you gotta do your homework. And the only way to do your homework, sometimes you're gonna hear things in the classroom that you didn't want to know, or it's hard for you to figure out, but you still need to let it absorb, because this information that we're using, some people tell us what we speaking on could be dangerous. So I'm asking y'all for y'all support. Hit the like, share, subscribe, of course. Hit our Cash App. Check out my website. I got a website, planet-remedy.com. I'm going to pull it up before we get off. But these are other options. I'm not saying this the end all be all, because it's going to take consciousness for you to get from where you at to where you trying to go. All right? You can trust a odorless, tasteless poison with no true benefits and plenty of side effects, or you could try something that might actually benefit you because it's still got a natural state. Now, once this type of things that I create and produce, the bring to the market, to the people, if it ever get compromised by big boxes, you won't get the same product. You might have the same ingredient, but the ingredient might be less of quality. So before we end, I'm definitely gonna show you this, but I definitely want to let you keep going because I got one more video I want to get off, man.
I want to show you that junk food, pure junk food, is on the vegan list because they have no animal products. But just because they have no animal products does not mean it is pure and does not mean it is good for you, because they are so processed that they have replaced the butter and they have replaced the eggs with chemical Oreos. A catfish. Oreos are America's favorite cookie. And yes, they are vegan. It has no cream. It has no milk. Well, if it doesn't have cream and it doesn't have milk, what's the white stuff?
And see, this is a good point. A lot of people say, man, I'm a vegan. And they only think about not eating meat. And that'll make you a vegan if you're not eating meat. So you could title yourself vegan just because you don't eat animal meat or animal flesh. But being a vegan is no protection, because you can't protect yourself by a name. It's a consciousness within self. You cannot grow or build your consciousness with lack of information. The flow yours.
Well, okay. Some things here. First of all, your pharmacy, it's not a pharmacy. It's basically a biopharmacy, okay? Biopharmaceutical is a complex medicine made from living organisms or their components. So he was right. It's living organisms. I mean, you taking living stuff. And then this guy mentioned the Oreos, a thing that came up to me, because this happened at a school, and this also happened at a Subway. And I'm not going to get into details, but I'm going to say Oreos.
You saying Subway as a Subway or Subway as a restaurant?
Subway as the restaurant.
Okay,
the Subway restaurant, and this happened at a school. You know, there's a theory out there, okay? This is just a theory that Oreos may not be made with just chemicals, because he said, what do you say, white substance, that also it could be made with, I'll let you put in the rest. And so... And so I wouldn't be surprised if we have that in our food system, because there's some wacky human beings, man and mankind out there.
Man, you getting scary. I wasn't looking for this.
That's
scary.
And also with the bioengineered, that is a label replacement for GMO. they have, because people caught on to the word GMO, so now they labeling it bioengineered. So be careful. They switched it around. They did the old switcheroo.
That's right. Different verbiage, same story, same outcome, same lack of discipline, same lack of information, same lack of consciousness.
Same spells.
All right. So even if you saying, hey man, I got a little bit of truth left in me and I'm just gonna buy these one a day multivitamins, you still being sucked out of your consciousness because a multivitamin don't come compressed in no pill. And that's just facts.
Centrum.
So if you it was huge for a long time too.
Take your one a day men's vitamins.
Yeah, just swallow this metabolic waste that's gonna leave a trail of metabolic waste.
And they did this on purpose. It's a psychological thing. They had the men's and the women's, and did you see how the men's was blue and the women's was pink?
Yeah, exactly. So we buying into a lot of us are investing in something that don't truly exist or benefit. Again, the average vegetable you seeing promoted is healthy, whether it's a carrot or a beet. They loaded in starch. Y'all can be mad, argue me, you can juice your beetroot and all of that. Go ahead and do it. It's just loaded in starch. What does starch do to the blood? It metabolizes to a sugar, making the pancreas harder to recognize it, to secrete the insulin. Now you're dealing with body fatigue and metabolic waste that's building up through your digestive system. So you start having rings on your eyes, dark, ugly skin, yellow eyes, high blood sugar, and you eating something to help you. So, see, we done been tricked with Popeye the Sailor Man and spinach, for example, right? Spinach is high in oxalates. Spinach don't carry true iron.
Or the green vegetable giant.
The green jolly giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. So it's certain things that y'all got to learn, but you can't learn unless you're willing to absorb new information. But the flow yours.
And you know, damn, he just came to mind because you just said Papa Sailor Man, which is old from like the 30s.
Yeah.
But around that time, we had the father of propaganda and his stuff. I forgot his name. Maybe it'll come back to me. But
Alistair Crowley?
No.
Okay.
The other guy. But he created all that stuff, you know, for packaging, like propaganda to get people to eat this stuff. But the other thing I wanted to say is, for those of you who you know, like he said, you take your one a day Centrum and stuff like that. Also, I forgot to mention kids' vitamins. They get them with the little cuddly teddy bears and, you know, oh, it's candy oriented because it's gummies. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the same stuff, but for kids.
Same thing. And see, it's the binding agents. The binding of anything in the digestive system also will bind to the blood, give you coagulation, thicker blood where you need blood thinners, something unnatural. You need something to slow down the production of cholesterol, because see, the liver gonna produce the cholesterol to help cell damage.
Right.
So they tell you got high cholesterol. And the moment you start taking the cholesterol supplements, you break the liver down from functioning in a normal state. So when your liver functions in an abnormal state, when you break the cholesterol, you also gonna break the CoQ10. And that's the enzyme necessary for heart health. So every way that you try to hit the red button, the easy button to fix your health and keep your bad habits, it don't work for you.
And the other thing I was going to say is, because he keeps mentioning one thing, it sticks to you like glue. Okay, well, those of you who know Elmer's glue, the school glue, and you know what a bunch of kids used to do with it, because I had a friend who her brother drank a whole thing of Elmer's glue. What I'm getting at is, it's the same thing. You just eat some glue. It's doing the same thing to what he's talking about. Glue is glue. It sticks to you. And then the other thing is, the way the medical industry gets you to stay on the medical industry is you can go on Amazon, you could buy a bunch of medical products. You could have the thing that does your heart pressure. You could take your little insulin resistor thing, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
You can buy all this medical equipment. So it's like, oh, look, doctor, I've been keeping up with my heart health. And then the doctor's like, oh yeah, you are healthy, but yet you have oils at home like canola oil that says heart healthy, fake packaging, or Oreos or Cheerios that say heart healthy. So it's like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing because of a label. Come on. And even if you growing it out of your own garden, like I said, the soil is corrupt and contaminated. So you got to be careful. You got to see the signs and symbols out there.
And see, this is all of what delusion look like from an oppressor standpoint. From an oppressor standpoint, you don't know enough or nothing to challenge anything you being told because you being disciplined in medical dysfunction. You being disciplined. Let me get through this because the next one is even more powerful. I would definitely got to catch this one.
High fructose corn syrup and canola oil. And when we eat this, we are spiking our insulin into dangerous levels.
Take a supplement.
All right. Hold on, I got to see something, y'all. Hold on, let me see something. I did not get my dear sister. Oh, no, did I not?
No, you did.
No, I ain't get her. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and find what I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and get the flow man and give him everything you got while I figure out what I'm looking for.
So while he's figuring out some things, think about this. We are headed into the world of AI, right? And for those of you who've seen all of the sci-fi films and stuff, you see where the medical industry is going. It's going to be robots administering drugs or, doctors at the same time. And they're going to be administering you drugs that have to do with nanotechnology. And, I would say 2018 and on has been the kickoff for at least the new nanotechnology they are presenting to us. Like you go to the doctor now, and one of the new things that they are imposing is an electronic form that you fill out and that you show facial recognition, you show all that stuff. Basically you show your biotechnology. Pretty soon, they're going to want your eye scan, your finger scan, because they want to map your body because they want to find drugs tailored specific to you.
Intolerant is utter garbage.
Basically.
Okay. Because that's something that they've trained us to think.
Hold on, bro.
We're drinking cow.
Is that the video?
Yeah, this one I'm looking for.
The phrase lactose intolerant is.
I'm trying to open it up, though. Y'all just hang on for one more second. I almost got. I don't know
The
how.
phrase lactose intolerant is utter garbage.
Hold on.
Okay. Because that's something that they've trained us to think.
Hold on, y'all. Just hold on. Just hold on. Because this is something I definitely, I don't know how I didn't use this. Let me get back to it. All right, so we've been talking about the testing. We've been talking about the ingredients. We've been talking about supplements. Now let's get into delusion and how delusion is something set upon you through forced identity. You having to recognize things of no goodness as normal and natural. Let me let this dear sister cook right here. We're going to let this one run through and then we'll stop her.
We're drinking cow, goat, and sheep's breast milk for their calf. It's another species. You don't even drink your own mama's breast milk. But when you see a cow, do you want to go and suck the teat from the cow and drink the milk? But when you're so dissociated from your food, it's okay for you, right? So when we drink it, particularly if you're a melanated person, if you're Asian, Hispanic, Black, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever bucket you want to put yourself in, they want to say, oh, y'all are lactose intolerant. The rest of us are fine with it, but y'all are lactose intolerant. Not that it's not made for human consumption, okay? And so when you put it as something that is required on the food pyramid, and they put that little circle on the top that says dairy, and that you need to have your servings of dairy per day, that is institutional racism when more than half of the country, it says more than half of this country is melanated, cannot consume it. And they've made you normalize bubble guts. They made you normalize all that stuff that comes with consuming dairy. Oh, I had to eat my macaroni and cheese, but I just did. You've normalized it. You've normalized sickness. You've normalized institutional racism. Okay? And you've grown up with this, so you don't think it's a big deal that your stomach hurts and you get tired and you get diarrhea. Those things are not normal. You should not eat. When you eat, you should actually gain energy. You should not want to take a nap. That means whatever you ate was not life promoting. The phrase lactose.
All right, let me go back to it. Here we go, bro. Now, she got a lot of truths, but let me get some things out of the way. Institutional racism, if you know that anything dairy related is not good for you and you eat it, I don't want to call that institutional racism. This is more of institutional delusion. Okay? I be kissing my boy on them things. This institutional delusion.
This is the funniest show ever.
Right, because this ain't just racism because you decide to go and buy some damn cheese. Okay, I'm just being honest with you.
I got me some American cheese,
Yeah,
y'all.
you know, so you institutional being racing. I don't go with that. It is a lot of racism that exists, but in your personal decision, it's institutional information that you lack. Believe in who you are from the inside out. Institution, right? You are your own institution. You got to use your own intuition, okay? So I think the bigger thing that she really getting to, the point I thought this video was getting to, is how we being trained to accept unnormal behavior. Eating this food just to have bubble guts and we do it anyway, that's a institutionalized behavior. It's a pattern because it's saying, hey man, dairy good for you. You need calcium in your bone. But when you drink these milks and eat these cheeses with no true natural calcium, calcium comes from plants and herbs. When you eat it through milks and cheeses, it robs the blood of its calcium. So now the blood has to return to the bone and rob the bone of its natural calcium. And that's what build the bones. But go ahead.
Well, I want to continue on with what I was saying before real quick, is that, you know, when you go to your visit, they're going to start personalizing medicine tailored to you, like you get a tailored suit.
Yeah.
And they're going to start doing that. So going forward with this whole new AI system, with this new medical system that's coming out, you're going to start to see, instead of you writing on a piece of paper all of the stuff, male and female and your history of, medical history, it's all going to be on a tablet, or you walk on this thing and it takes a scan of your body and you won't see the doctor ever, or you do it from the comfort of your home on a cell phone. And this lady right here, she ain't wrong. Actually, there is a whole movement out there of women who are encouraging breastfeeding because they see that there has been a decline in it because people are using other products, let's say baby formula instead of
animal formulas.
Well, let's call them chemical formulas, and instead of doing what has been provided to us by humans, what we're supposed to be doing. But
let me say this right.
It's a hard topic to get into because also I could just speak on here in the United States, but different cultures have their different ideologies.
Yeah, but I don't know too many countries where you can just go buy fresh squeezed mother milk.
No.
So the milk you drank as a child is specific for your desires or your needs as a child that's indefensive of itself. But the bigger story, the last video we just showed, is how we done been deceived to believe that any milk is good for our consumption. See, that's the delusion. Now I know you on the dairy end. You do more dairy than I do, for example. Yes or no?
Yeah, just butter and like yogurt. But in terms of milk, I don't touch like.
But guess what? And I ain't gonna go banging on your head on this. Yogurt is one of the worst forms of dairy. That's a molded yeast that's been processed. What yogurt does to the digestive system. While my daughter right now, she in daycare, and it's understood from me to the people that work there. On yogurt days for the kids, don't feed that to my daughter. That's a cultured bacteria. Okay, so it's things like that that ain't natural. I wouldn't eat anything spoiled if I knew it was spoiled and then turn something spoiled into good. See, those in power in play and those that you say, man, they billionaires, they rich, they don't waste. Okay, so they can sell you the tongue off a cow or the tail off of it. They don't waste much or nothing. Now, it's up to you to purchase and use that waste and find consumption in it as a good thing for you. That's you in waste of consciousness. But when you in protection mode, it's certain things that you not going to allow. I don't need nothing that's done been cultured. I don't do anything that's pickled, for example. Right? That's just me. Because the earth don't grow pickled foods. Pickled foods come from vinegars. Anything heavily related to vinegar is going to be an oxygen subtractor from circulation, from blood path, and cell count. You see what I'm saying? So, see, the consciousness got to go to truth, not science. Because science is based in theory. You see what I'm saying? So, a lot of people that eat something like yogurt have a lot of digestive issues, even though yogurt is supposedly, quote unquote, healthy. So that's what I'm saying. See, delusion will catch you. Even when you think you standing 10 toes down for it, you can get duped. You can get tricked. So what this sister really showing y'all is not just being lactose intolerant, it's believing that that's why it don't work for you. And the truth is, it was a food that wasn't designed for you. That's why it don't work. It ain't because you lactose intolerant. It's because your DNA wasn't made to benefit from that.
That's why I said earlier in the show, humans, man and mankind. And
well, you know, I don't put that on you.
Yeah.
I've been put you on that.
Yeah, and also, we can also, say other forms of entities. So the food is not designed for one, it's designed for others.
It ain't the food. Every reason, like Asians could eat more rice
than
an American without the starch breaking down or metabolizing the same way.
Right.
Okay? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're like, man, people from Asia, man, they eat rice as a mainstay. They eat it every day, and they don't have diabetic issues. It's different from landmass to landmass.
But and different from different cultures, but each culture has their own problems. Like in India with the turmeric.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe some other cultures don't have that problem.
Right.
So you onto something. You're right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And this ain't being trying to be prejudiced on skin tone.
Just stating the facts about food.
You know what I'm saying? So what we tried to do tonight, and y'all definitely share your honest truth to how we try to put this show together, because we're trying to grow everyone we do. We try to break down the falsehoods of some of these tests and how they're the procedures of them. We also try to warn you to ingredients that might have you feeling like a vegan. You might feel like I don't eat meat and I'm healthy. Okay? We also try to get y'all to understand a majority of the supplements that you buying over the counter with free access and no prescription, they from the same companies that prescribe you the medications. And then we trying to show you what delusion look like by using verbiage or terminology saying you lactose intolerant or you are vegan. And you believe that you different because you this or you that. But the fact is, these things wasn't made for you to begin with. So it's the stealing of your consciousness through verbiage and wordplay. But before I finish, I'm going to let you have your last words, man.
Go back to the other video and go and the one we were playing before, the one we compiled.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to it.
Press exit on the computer.
I got you. Let me see. Let me get back to it. Which
then go all the way to the lady that we have last. Okay, right there. Stop right there.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I want you guys to hear this out. You see what she's showing in the background? She's showing a diagram. Now, like I said before, I've been to the health food convention, which they bring it here in the East Coast, and they bring it to Las Vegas, and they bring it to Anaheim. A bunch of these health companies, so-called health, that sell you organic, natural products are owned by these same companies, the big pharma companies, tech companies, food industry companies,
biotech too now.
Yeah, biotech, biopharma, and so like P&G, Procter and Gamble, and so like I remember Odwalla, which used to sell those natural juices. Funny enough, they were owned by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola shut them down. The other competitor to that, which was Nature Juice or whatever, they're owned by Pepsi. So you go and you buy these health products and you think, oh man, this stuff is healthy. But if you look down the chain of command, you'll see who's at the top. The same people that are feeding you McDonald's are the same people feeding you so-called natural healthy stuff. And so really, if you ain't buying stuff like on this website, like straight from him, made in house, man, you just buying from the same big company. They're just selling it to you as healthy. Yeah. So they got you on both ends. They got you on the unhealthy end, and they got you on the healthy end.
And then, what they really got them at, though, bro, what they really got them at is consciousness.
That too.
You attempting to buy consciousness online for a lot of y'all. And a lot of y'all looking to buy consciousness online with I'm going to keep my bad habits and just buy this and it's going to fix it. And that's where your supplements come in from. That's where you can ignore the ingredients, say, I ain't going to eat it every night. You know what I'm saying? And then you run and get a test that's going to pump the poison that you trying to find out that supposedly already exists in your body. But let me show y'all something right quick. Let me show you something. Let me get this right here. Okay. Let me do this. Now what y'all get ready to watch right here? This is the type of things that I'm into. Y'all can find my mainstay link on the homepage of the YouTube channel right here. It's planet-remedy.com. And I'm definitely trying to just let y'all see these the type of things. I don't just talk problems without solutions, okay? So this is me, Brother Harlem. This is products that I do, and this is one of my TikTok videos that I put together. Let me let it go. Remedy.com. This is the soursop fruit. What an amazing fruit God left us. This fruit right here does a lot of things, and I'm going to go over a couple of them. This is great for boosting the immune system, strengthening the immune system, and fighting it. Hold on, y'all. Rich in antioxidants, fighting free radicals, so you can protect cells from damage. It's very anti-inflammatory, so it helps in reducing pain and swelling. All right, this ain't sounding good as I would want it to, but what I'm trying to show y'all is a fruit like the soursop fruit. It's a custom. You go through customs to get this into America, unless you got a Migo doing something. But
Pedro.
This is a good fruit. This is a beneficial fruit. Now, I use the soursop to help make my sea moss gel. Y'all can order these type of products. You can create a different dynamic of your outcome the moment you come truly responsible for who you are and where you're trying to be in your health, in your journey of life, in existence by itself. So just remember, me and my partner trying to do it, man. I appreciate the show tonight, man. It was a great show. Y'all remember, the majority of these supplement companies is selling you metabolic waste, okay? The majority of the ingredients in so-called foods ain't got nothing to do with real food at all. Remember that a lot of the tests that you taking involve some of the things you trying to get rid of. So they give you the poison to get rid of it, like taking a flu shot to fight the flu. All right? And then you got to learn how to deal with delusions. Delusions is take the easy road to get nowhere. Go ahead, close it out, bro.
I'm going to close it out like this. Like health, subscribe to health, and share your health. And then at the end, your cash, it also determines health, if you know what I'm saying. All right? Because what you buy is what you become. Just remember that. So like health,
Yeah.
subscribe to health, share your health, and then, cash is important for your health, depending on what you buy.
So in the famous words of the states of delusion, it's power and respect. Oh, hold on. I don't did something else. Hold on. Let me do that again, y'all. It's peace and power. But power comes with respect. I'm gonna say that. And yeah, we make mistakes because we don't do edits to our shows. So y'all love what we got. Subscribe, share, hit the like button. Please learn to subscribe. Give donations. We asking y'all for everything that y'all can do to help us stay in front of what we doing. Peace to the next show.